What are we going to do with you? Having you here with me, cuddling, all to myself. Well, almost. It wouldn't take much to realize how shook up you are. What have you been thinking of? A nightmare. I've always had them myself. But thankfully, that gives me a bit of an insight on knowing how to fight them. Just relax. Take a deep breath. I will save you. Trust me. I've had my fair share of nightmarish encounters, both real and otherwise. And I am strong. Perhaps you're not there yet, and that's okay. Listen to me. Listen careful. Do you know what it means? What it all means? Do you love me? I guess that's not listening. If I inspire you to talk like this, and that's just fine. What does it matter? The end result is so much more important. There. I love you too. Please just relax. I want you to enjoy the time we have together, as it isn't always the longest. But I will try so hard to make it the most special, because at the end of this night, I want you to reach your dreams, and I don't want anything scary to haunt you still. You're so cute, my baby. All those days we've spent together, bonding and learning, as well as feeling the same things for each other. It's given me a new appreciation of you, seeing you in a new light. I don't just want you to be mine. I don't just want you to feel happy. I want you to feel lovely and wonderful and so many other things. You know, everything I desired. It took so much to get even the fraction that I have so far, but together it will be much easier. I know, because nightmares are a sign something, rather that there's unrest within your heart, within your soul. Come here. It's okay to bury your head in my chest and just relax. I'm not here to lecture you. I wouldn't dream on it. And I know you're not looking for a pep talk. Why don't you tell me all about it? Unless you wouldn't like to. Either way, let's take a moment and just relax. You can focus on my voice. I'm going to protect you, so you need not worry about whatever your mind races with, because it won't happen, and I will stay here through it all. You know the thing about nightmares. They're never really something you have to fear once you realize what they are. And so I used a little trick of my own because I used to have so many of them. Something to tell me it was real or not. It wasn't the typical pinch yourself or anything like that. But I'd just start talking to myself. And every time I did, I noticed something good. That if I talked to myself for long enough, the situation would cease to be. Or, if it was reality, I'd just have a conversation. So don't worry about it. Besides, with such a cute face as yours, it's much better suited to smiling. Did you know that smiles take up much less effort than sad or anguished looks? Perhaps it doesn't matter, but just seeing you this close, holding you in my arms, and feeling your warmth, it does more than just warm me. It makes my breath stolen and my heart beat. Such a calm path. You are my home. No matter where the world takes us, let's always stay together. And for all the bad things, you'll always have one good thing right beside you. And you'll never have to worry about losing that, about making it something alienated or foreign. No. Just as true as you can hear my words, I will be with you day and night, week after week, month after month, and year after year. That much is a given. As if I could just leave you be. I may be perhaps still learning, but I know enough about you to understand. You're a lot like me. You've been through your fair share of bad memories, but it's not about those now. I want you to just focus on me. That way, when you think you're stuck, when you think nothing else will work, you'll have me. Whenever you need it, I'll be there in a heartbeat. I'll show you what true love is, one small word at a time, backed in full force of my heart. You know, cuddling like this, it reminds me of heroism, but so much more gratifying. When I go out and I save people and I see them smile as hope comes from despair, as all of those negative giving up and horrible feelings, they just all go away, evaporate. I see a new expression every time. And yet still, each and every one of them, they pale in comparison. You are my love. You are so much more than that. But it's not necessarily about what you are. It's more what you love, what you want to be, and just making your life your own. Perhaps nightmares could be viewed as insurmountable by some, but I don't believe that. You never know, but I believe in you. We'll do it together, just as our hands intertwine. There is nothing that can stand in our way, even in the realm of sleep. Did you know? I once was told a story of a little brown fox. He was the most popular, with the most lush fur in all the forest, a paragon of the small creatures. And yet, the little fox had so little in terms of his own expectations that even if he was the best, he sometimes doubted. And I realized at that moment in my life, when I was still but a child, everyone is like that fox. There isn't a single person in this whole wide world that doesn't struggle at times, that doesn't have bad days or times when it gets tough. And instead of focusing on the bad, I don't want to distract or ruin attempts to mend. Only I think struggling isn't a fault at all. Just like beauty, just like chivalry and heroism, they all have good and bad. But when I look in your eyes, that doesn't matter anymore. All I see is the one of my dreams staring back at me with eyes that glisten like diamonds and a cute nose that I couldn't even think what else would fit. It's quite a perfect look you have. Perfectly imperfect is how I like to view myself. And I think it explains most of us. There's no such person in this entire world, despite what they may think or delude themselves into thinking. Not one can ever escape imperfection, and it's those who embrace it. They're the ones who are happy. Are you happy, my love? I think sometimes happiness must be earned, but who cares of that? I've done enough talking about uninteresting subjects. I think your happiness is going to come whether you like it or not. When I kiss you, I feel my heart flutter, and it makes me wonder what's running through your mind. Because whenever it blinks out, all I can imagine is kissing you again. And yet, it's more than that. I don't just want your kiss. I don't just want sweet moments of your time. I want so much more. I want to know every secret and unlock every door. But I know it's very important that I never push such a thing on you. Only ever share what it is you love, what it is you see fit. That, my dear, would make me the most happy. You're always telling me how much you want to see me happy, but it's so simple. You don't need to do anything Just be yourself. Find out what it is you love most of all. And then, when it's all said and done, find a new one, a new dream we can chase together, a new adventure to be had. And yet, the most adventurous thing I can think of right now would be to hold your chin and stare into your eyes. And so begins a night, one that's perfect, perfectly imperfect, and something I wouldn't trade for all of the perfection in the world. You know, I've thought about it. Just everything. At least what I can understand. And I can't agree with just leaving you here. There is a need for more. I can tell you crave the physical contact, the cuddles, the passion exchanged that can only ever be done like this. Feeling you, your warmth, your heartbeat, it makes mine beat even stronger. It makes my warmth get that much so, and my passion, it never ends when it comes to you. I wouldn't dream of ever letting things get to a point where we can't talk, where we can't enjoy the company of the other. And instead, I want us to strive for enjoying the simple things. I believe, as with most things in life, I still have much to learn. And, well, it brings me no joy in saying it. I have to admit, one of those vast things that I have much to learn in just happened to be the beauty in front of me. You have so much depth to you. It's almost intimidating in a way that makes me excited. Just wondering what you're thinking has become like a game to me. An envelopment of thought and passion, of curiosity and desire to pick apart in the most loving way. And yet I know you can't always rely upon information and knowing them. Trust is something I have in droves for you, for many reasons, not one of which would ever be a reason for another. My sweet words and touch will only ever belong to you. And if ever you feel lonely, it's so simple. You needn't hesitate. I know you think that some days I'm too busy, but you're dead wrong. There has never been a moment where I would ever consider the well-being and happiness of you without understanding that life is sharing. Sharing I'm more than happy to do. In fact, it's sharing that I thrive in, that I live for. If not for you, I'd have no bearings on what I wish for. And yet now, I have so much to look forward to, so very much that I desire to see and do, dreams rekindled that I never thought would come again. And it's all thanks to who you are. It's all thanks to all that you've done for me, and all that I want to do for you, with you. I could not imagine a better place in this world than staring into your eyes, holding you close and running my fingers through your hair. And even if not that, still I see more. From holding you, to hearing your breath as you relax change. You know, you have dozens, maybe even hundreds, of cute little intricacies that no one else has. Oh, you want to know them, do you? Well, I guess I'll leave that as my one and only secret. Do you know why? Not quite. It's because you looked almost as though you wanted to be teased. Almost like you were asking for it. I may be fervently dedicated and love you to no end, but that doesn't mean I can't play with you a little. You've got some nerve saying that, but I like a little nerve. It suits you. Did you know that fire of the soul just adds to the spice of life? And perhaps it's just flowery words I read in a book, but that doesn't change the fact that those flowery words, they always stuck out to me. And I think they suit you, what it feels like to be around you, how it feels like to feel your heartbeat, to warm up under covers with you and snuggle real close in the fluffiest blanket I've ever known. And to think I'd rather be chilled without a blanket and have you beside me. Nothing, not even all the power, all the money, or all of the dreams in the world could make me sacrifice these simple but amazing moments. I live for them. I will not die for them. Besides, if we let things get to that level, what are we but fools to fate? I never want to be anyone's fool. Except maybe yours. But even then, I doubt you'd treat me as a fool. Well, of course, I'd never treat you as such either. There's an infinitesimal amount of reasons why I love you. But that smile you have right now is a damn good start. Did you know? When you look so peaceful, and sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll hold you close. I'll kiss your forehead and I'll squeeze you tight. I've seen you have nightmares before, and when I do it, I can see that frown, look of pain, turn to one of joy, of peace and harmony. And to be honest with you, Through all my years of heroism, no amount of fame, accolade, or accomplishment has ever made me feel as special as that very moment. You make my world go round, round and round. You give me meaning to a life that so many would take for granted. And I want you, even if it's just for a moment, to see what I see in you, to feel what I feel for you, and to never again think that you are a burden, that you are a trouble on me, and that you could know that I'm so very needy of you, and yet I can't regret it. I won't regret it. I refuse on every level, because I will never, in all my life, take my love for granted, and I will never risk losing even one precious moment I could have in your company. I'd have to be a maniac, and not even the good kind, to do something like that. And personally, I have no time, no effort to waste for that. Look at me. What do you see me as I hold you like this? Perhaps I am. Maybe, just maybe. But you know what else I am? Just a bit hungry for more cuddles, to hear your voice, to see you smile more. Why don't you tell me about your favorite dreams? Oh, or maybe we can talk about a bedtime story. Well, I've got one if you don't. You're just saying that, aren't you? You just want to hear it. Did I catch you red-handed? Now, don't hold it against me. It'd be such a shame, such a crying shame, if you were to ruin your own mood before the bedtime story even starts. Once upon a time. Oh, did I do so too quickly? Then I'll pay you back with a kiss. As I was saying, once upon a time, in a world as beautiful as the stars, there lived a wonderful group of people with a very not so wonderful difficulty. You see, there were those with shine and those without, and the ones without shine, while they were loved by all just as much, a rumor started, one that led them to doubting their worth compared to others that glistened brighter. But there was one very important thing that a very special someone taught the dimmest star of them all. You see, he had known so many sad memories, an eternity of relapsing upon himself. But it wasn't even the brightest star, no. It was one just a bit brighter that helped rekindle that darkest star, to use his unique looks to change things. Instead of the brightness of stars, they learn to love the colors, and they used each brightness in a different way, and they peppered the sky with a beautiful arc, forever smiling, proud to be who they were. Was it that obvious? Well, I thought perhaps if I did it more of a poetic take, you wouldn't realize it was so close to home. Thank you. Thank you for everything. And for letting even a star who almost fizzled out glisten again. Thank you for helping me not worry, and instead place that effort into something I believe in with all my heart. You and I, and our lovely, glistening future.